Hey there guys, I know it's been a couple days since we've done one of these, but it's been a really busy couple days, so you'll have to forgive me. Okay, so the last time we did one was Friday, I think? So, Saturday. Let's start from Saturday. Saturday, we went shopping again. Went to the same place. We went to Oemachi, and we did some shopping at the department stores there. Also, I don't think I've mentioned this yet. Okay, let's step back for a second. Melon bread. How is melon bread not a thing in America yet? Oh my gosh, it's so good. I've had it in America too. However, now that I can have it like anytime I want to, like every day of my life, oh, I love it. It's so good. It's just bread that tastes like it's like a croissant, except full, kind of like a muffin top. It tastes like melons. It tastes good. Find one Asian store. Eat it. Fall in love. Fall in love again, maybe, if you've already fallen in love once. Lots of stuff. Also, something I should totally mention, because it's really different. There's not very many sidewalks around here, so oftentimes you'll have the main road, and the main road is kind of thin, and of course the asphalt is black, and then you'll have the white lines on the sides, and then outside the white lines, out here, it's all painted red. The ground is painted red, and that's like where bikes will ride, and then people will namely walk there. However, the roads here are really, really thin. Like in America, you have like a foot of space on either side, pretty easy, if you're not driving like a huge tractor trailer or something. However, here it's completely different. So oftentimes cars will pass within like a foot of you, maybe less, when you're walking, and that's not uncommon. Kind of scary the first couple times it happens to you. It kind of freaks you out when a car going 30-something just whoosh, and you can totally feel the wind, and then you're like, I'm still alive, okay, it's all good. But it can still really... It's scary. Okay, no, now enough asides. Back to shopping. So we went shopping at the department store, and one of the floors of the department store was like for like luxury style goods and stuff, but not really luxury goods, just like gifts and stuff like that. And probably half the floor or so was solely dedicated to watches. Watches are a really big deal around here. Unlike America, where watches are just kind of like you can buy a watch and then you have a watch. Congratulations, now you can tell time. No, here, okay, so let's do a little explaining, to the best of my ability, at least. In America, oftentimes people will display wealth by their house, or by their car, or by the car they drive, the house they live in, and they buy a big house, or they buy a fancy car, and that's how they do. However, in Japan, it's not that easy, because space is so limited. Oftentimes people live in apartments, or their house is secluded, and it's not like a big grandiose thing. In addition, a lot of people don't drive around here. Or at least they don't drive often. They might have a car, but they might not use it very often. So instead, they have to wear their wealth if they want to show it. Some of these watches that you could see were extremely expensive. But that's how they show off their wealth here. If you can't have a fancy house, if you can't have a fancy car, you have to wear your wealth to show it. So it's just an interesting little discrepancy in how we show off to our peers, I guess would be a way to put it. And then after we went shopping, we didn't buy anything super interesting. We went and had curry for lunch. And something that I never knew about, and something that we don't have in America. So a curry restaurant, right? You walk in the door, whole bunch of people sitting having curry, and then to your left is a vending machine. Except it's not really a vending machine, it's a ticket machine. And you go over there and you put in your money, or if you have your train card, you can actually buy lunch with your train card. And you choose your meal, and it costs a certain amount of money, and then out spits a ticket. And then you go sit down, and a waitress comes over and takes your ticket, has your order on it. She goes to the kitchen, they make your order, they come back. You never have to order from the waitress, you don't have to wait for them to bring you a menu. Totally efficient, totally cool. No more like, oh, what do you want to drink? What would you like to eat? Wasting time. It's like you come in, you can see the menu outside the restaurant normally. You come in, you buy your thing, you sit down, you eat it, you leave. You're done. Easy. Oh, so cool. So nice. I really, really liked it. And then we went, after that we went shopping again. This time it was at the electronics store. And it's kind of... So the electronics store was extremely well staffed. Tons and tons and tons of employees. It was extremely awesome if you needed help from someone for anything. However, it's amazing to me, after having worked retail in America, how different retail seems to work around here. Oftentimes you'd have employees, they'd be standing around or they'd be off doing their thing, and eventually they would just, or sometimes they would, whenever they saw a new customer, or just if they were standing around doing nothing, they would just yell like, welcome in, or whatever like that, and that was the cue for, sorry, I just ate dinner. That was the cue for, I'm available if you need any questions. However, it was very loud, and usually kind of, I don't really know how to say this politely, kind of nasally. And I think that's, because I've heard that a lot, I think that makes it like seem more polite around here, but from America, that's not something I'm used to, I guess. But that was their way of doing retail. They didn't come up to you and ask you if you needed anything. At least not to me, but I didn't see them to do it to anybody else either. They probably wouldn't do it to me regardless, because I'm a foreigner. They don't know whether I speak Japanese or not, and they probably don't want to find out. Unless I come up to them first, of course. But I just thought that was really odd, because as opposed to approaching you, I guess it's kind of a more polite thing to do, is just to be there in case someone needs you, rather coming over and harassing them or whatever to see if they need something. It's very, very different from the way America works. Okay, so next, Sunday. Sunday was a very exciting day. I actually meant to bring my camera for this, but I accidentally left it in the entry of my house and I didn't bring it. However, that might be for the best. On Sunday, I went to Shibuya for the first time. I'd never been there before. The only way I had experienced Shibuya before that was in The World Ends With You. However, ironically enough, taking the train to Shibuya, getting off the train, I could see the scramble, and from the scramble, because I played The World Ends With You, I was basically able to navigate Shibuya fine, and get my way around to the giant stores and stuff without a problem. It was kind of spectacular and kind of hilarious at the same time. It was really good. Just like, I've never been here, I've only played a game about here, and yet I'm still able to navigate. Okay, so aside from that, however, the scramble was, of course, crazy. The scramble, if you don't know, is the world's busiest intersection. It has 5 different roads, I believe, that meet, and then, like, so it has crosswalks at each of those, and then it has crosswalks that go across diagonally as well, and I think more people pass over that crosswalk in a day than any other crosswalk in the world. It really was spectacular. Tons of people, naturally. Tons of people intersecting their paths between each other without colliding somehow miraculously, and people are going like whoosh, and people aren't dying, and it's really quite amazing. However, so just north of the scramble, so if you're in the scramble and you are facing north, you can see it. It's Ichimaru-Q, which is Shibuya. I've always called it 10-9. In The World Ends With You, it's not 10-9, it's 10-4. But it's a woman's clothing store or clothing mall, for lack of a better term. A really tall building with a lot of floors that have a whole lot of companies in each of them. And it's kind of like the forefront of, like, Japanese fashion, Shibuya is. Shibuya is also known for its music, but we'll get to that later. So me, not being a girl, of course I went to Ichimaru-Q. And I was like, none of these clothes are for me, but sure, I'll look around. Experience it. I'll just pretend I'm shopping for someone who's not me. And that's what I did, and I looked around, and it was really interesting. Every shop you walk in had different music playing. Some of it good, some of it not so good, it depends. However, once again, it really reminded me of The World Ends With You, where a lot of the music sounded similar to what you'd hear in the game, and it was every time. So for instance, anytime you pull up the main menu in The World Ends With You and then close the menu, the music in the background changes. That's basically what it felt like. Anytime I walked from one store to another, music change. It really made me appreciate. I never really thought about the accuracy of the game before now. However, the audio made me feel like the game. I was actually able to navigate Shibuya decently well, only having played the game. The game's pretty darn accurate, so if you've played the game, you kind of really know what Shibuya's like. It's kind of crazy. However, after going to Ichimoto-Q, if you turn back around and head towards the Scramble, so it's going to be on the southeast side of the Scramble. So if you're going towards the Scramble, you're going south, it's going to be on the left side across the way. It's Ichimoto-Q Men's, so it's the men's version. I went in there. I actually did find, I don't think I have it around here, I found a new necklace chain for one of my necklaces that I bought. But a lot of the fashion there, not really my kind of fashion. It's a lot of, I don't really know how to say this politely either. I don't know, a lot of like chains, big chains with dollar signs on them, and loose clothes, and things that say swear words and rude things in English that Japanese people don't understand what they're saying, and stuff like that. I don't know, not really my thing for the most part, but that's okay. I found a cool necklace chain, so it wasn't a complete waste of time, I guess. It was really interesting, though. Basically, there wasn't as much music going on in men's as there was in the full meal kit and caboodle. But it still pretty much had the same atmosphere. There was a lot of interestingly named stores. There was some store that had murder involved in the name. Like murder, I don't even remember what it was. But it was like, oh, okay. Most people probably don't know what that says. However, all around Shibuya you'll find, so if you are in the Scramble and you're facing north, so you're facing Ichimoto-Q, if you go east to your right for a while, 5 blocks maybe, I don't really remember. Tower Records is there, the main Tower Records. If you want music, welcome to heaven. And then there's a whole bunch of just random guitar shops and music shops and just other assorted musical shops around, if you are interested in that kind of stuff as well. Definitely the haven for young people. That whole area, Shibuya, and then around Shibuya is Shinjuku and Harajuku, I believe. And like those 3 areas are really like young people haven. That's where young people flock to. Those are the young districts of Tokyo. So I've yet to go to Shinjuku or Harajuku, all in good time. I have time to explore, so I will definitely make use of that as I can. Alright, getting into the less exciting stuff now. So now we're on to Monday. We've gone over Saturday and Sunday so far, to the best of my ability and memory. Monday's pretty boring, though. Started out very early, I got to school, and testing. It was placement test day. So it was like a English essay, followed by a short break. I think there was a break, followed by English, like, composition. It was basically like taking the SATs. And then after that, it was mathematics for an hour and 15 minutes. And then it was lunchtime. And then it was having coffee because I was, like, feeling like dying. Also, coffee. Oh my gosh, coffee. Boss Coffee is a coffee brand around here. Comes in a can. And they have Tommy Lee Jones as their main advertising person. Not really partner, but person. Which is kind of interesting. However, I had one of their, it was something with cream. I personally don't like black coffee. I'm perfectly fine with drip coffee as long as it has some cream in it. Black coffee, it's just a little too I don't know, acidy or something for me. I like the flavor of it. I just need to dull it down with some standard cream. However, this one basically tasted exactly like a Starbucks mocha, like the ones that you get in the glasses in America. The chilled mochas you can get at the store. It tasted exactly like that, but out of a can. So yay, there's coffee here that I can drink. All I've really had other than that has been tea. My host family doesn't drink coffee, so I used to drink like half a pot to a pot a day. So it's been an interesting transition. But then I did get lost a little bit on the way home. Not too bad. I just took a couple wrong turns. However, in doing so, I only wasted probably 10 minutes, and I pretty much solidified the entire route to school and back in my mind. So from now on, I won't get lost. Getting lost is kind of good sometimes. Because if you have to find your way back on your own, then you're gonna remember it a lot better than you otherwise would. Okay, Monday was kind of short and boring. Moving straight on to Tuesday, also kind of short and boring. Tuesday was advising and registration. So in the morning, again, wake up, go to school, get advised for a bit on general things, nothing too much. And then break out into separate rooms. We were all advised in the same room. It was just general stuff, like general school policies and stuff like that. And then you break out into individual rooms based on your major. And then you can have like more one-on-one time with your major advisor and stuff. And then I registered for my classes, which includes random crap, math and some English class that apparently I still need, even though I did really well on my English placement thing. I don't remember off the top of my head. Not very exciting classes, let me tell you that much. Not what I was looking forward to. And then after that, there was another placement exam. This was my Japanese placement exam. And originally they gave me an advanced test for the Japanese Advanced 1 class. And if I had taken that test like immediately after finishing my previous term, which was in June, I probably could have passed it, maybe. It would have been like, maybe. However, unfortunately, over the summer, I've forgotten a lot of the finer points of stuff, especially when dealing with respectful language, which is pretty hard. So then they gave me the Intermediate 2 test, which I actually thought was the Intermediate 1 test. So the classes go Elements 1, Elements 2, Intermediate 1, Intermediate 2, and then Advanced whatevers. They don't matter right now. I thought they were giving me the Intermediate 1 test, because I was taking this test, and there was some stuff on it that I was struggling with. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way I've forgotten this much that I can't even get into Intermediate. They're going to put me in Elements. Oh my god. How is this happening? I'm literally freaking out. Literally. Not metaphorically, though metaphorically as well. And only after the test, because there's a 20-minute time limit on this test. Only after the test, on my way back to talk to the professor, did I realize, oh no, wait, this is the Intermediate 2 test. I'm not as stupid as I thought I was. Oh, thank God. And I barely scraped into Intermediate 2. I was talking with the teacher, and she was talking to me, and we were talking in Japanese for Japanese placement test purposes. And I was able to talk with her fine. However, my kanji is I forgot. I can read it, but writing it is kind of hard. I've forgotten how to write a fair bit of it. And then my grammar was pretty decent, and she was like, you're like right on the cusp of passing into Intermediate 2, so you can either go into Intermediate 1 and have a pretty easy time of it, or you can go into Intermediate 2, but you'll have to do a lot of studying beforehand to, like, make up the gaps here and there. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're doing Intermediate 2 then, because I'm not coming here to pay for a whole bunch of review. So I get to do a whole bunch of review on my own before going into an extremely difficult class that's just a little bit above my skill level. But it should be an adventure, so it'll be okay, regardless, no matter what happens. And then, also, it was the 27th, that was the 27th, the day Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn came out. I purchased Final Fantasy XIV Collector's Edition the day it came out, years ago. It wasn't very good. Sorry, Square Enix. I'm not really sorry. You gave me a kind of really bad game. But, A Realm Reborn came out, and if you purchased Final Fantasy XIV in the past, the bad version, you get A Realm Reborn for free. So using the school internet, which is amazing, unlike my homestay, which is very, very slow. So also, that's worth noting. If things don't go up on the right day or at the right time, it's because I really can't upload things at home. I have to do it at school, which kind of sucks. But what are you going to do? So forgive my schedule if it gets kind of wonky. I'm trying to use the scheduled uploader as much as possible, but that generally means having things done at least a day, if not days, in advance, so that I can upload them at school, because by the time I'm at school, it's already past my normal uploading time. It's like getting to be evening back home. So, the whole timing thing's kind of weird. Oftentimes I'll have to upload something and schedule it to go up the day after, which really is the same day that I'm up. Time zones, man. It's the same day that I'm uploading it here, but I barely missed the day in the time zone that I used to upload from. So I don't want to upload it super late in the night for you guys. So, yeah, sorry, I know my upload schedule's been really wonky. I've been trying to supplement it with New Super Mario Bros. 2 until I can get Persona going again. Also, something I didn't notice, you might notice that I'm actually moved out of the temporary room into a real room now, and I have my towel hanging there because it's a towel and it was wet. So yeah, that's the thing. So hopefully I'll be able to start recording Persona pretty soon. It's been really noisy around here, lots of vacuuming, and I haven't been home very much. So I haven't been able to record. However, I have my microphone here, and I'm hoping to record soon. So hopefully that will resume as soon as possible. Yeah, so I downloaded Final Fantasy XIV. I played it for a bit. It's a heck of a lot better than the original. A Realm Reborn is a lot better. I played it for a couple hours today as well, and really enjoyed my time. That was when I couldn't record, however I also couldn't leave because I was waiting for somebody. So it was like, what am I going to do? I'll play Final Fantasy XIV, because amazingly the really slow internet here is able to handle it. So yeah, it was really good. And if you bought 14 and were turned off by it, definitely give A Realm Reborn a try. I'm not endorsed by Square Enix or anything, but I'm enjoying it. So I think most people who enjoy MMOs would enjoy it as well. I'm going to have to stop playing it pretty soon, though, because I don't have time to play MMOs. If I want to make videos, explore Japan, go to school, and study, and do my homework, there's not enough time in my days for everything that I want to do. And then, okay, so we finally have come to today. We're finally caught up to today. Today, I went to Akihabara, which many of you probably know what it is. It is the electronics, anime, otaku, anything that you could possibly want headquarters of Japan. It was amazing. It was amazing. I didn't bring my camera because, one, I kind of wanted to explore it on my own first. I will definitely bring you guys there and show you around, however. Just, it wasn't today. I also went with my roommate today, so I didn't want to make things awkward and distract, etc. You understand. Regardless. Okay, so pretty much every building that you can see, huge advertisements in the windows or on the sides of the buildings or whatever. Most of them for anime, some of them for games, etc. Next, street corners. Most street corners have someone passing out flyers. There was one where on all four corners there was somebody passing out a flyer for the same place. No escape. If you're passing through that corner, you're at least seeing that flyer, if not taking one. There's no escape from that. And those flyers happen to be for maid cafes. Another thing, where the employees dress up as maids and then serve you like they would serve a master at, like, a rich person's place. If I was ever rich, I would do that. Not open my own maid cafe, but have maids that serve me like the... You understand what I'm trying to say. Also, right outside the station, you literally walk outside the station, boom, Gundam Cafe. if you're into Gundam, that's where you want to be, because their food is shaped like Gundams, their everything, they have a Gundam outside their store, it's all Gundam themed. Pretty cool looking. I'm not super into Gundam, mainly because I haven't seen it. It's definitely something I would be interested in, I just haven't seen the shows. But my roommate is super into it, and he has been to them and loves it and raves about it. Super cool. Next, if you go to any of the alleyways that aren't like main streets, they're all full of shops as well. Most of them electronic shops. I went into one that had like 15 computers in a row that were all the same thing, and they were all like $60. And they were just like, I think, Pentium dual-core processor, 2 gig RAM, standard desktops, for like $60, and monitors everywhere, and iPad accessories, and iPhone accessories, and any accessory for anything, and any cable you could possibly want everywhere. Electronics haven. Those alleyways, man, the stores kind of hide, but when you see them, it's like, oh, you were looking for something? Here it is. I don't care what it was, we have it. That's basically what it was like. And then not only do you have the little retailers like that, you have the giant retailers too. There was some things that I bought at one of the giant used retailer stores place. One, I picked up a Japanese copy of Wind Waker. That should be fun to mess around with. Two, I needed a Japanese 3DS, so I found one that I liked a lot. It's the Shin Megami Tensei 4 one. And from this angle, you can see that it has like demons, like it looks like demons, all the black is demons. And then you turn it over, and all the white is angels. You can see their wings and their halos and stuff. I like it. And then that place also, there was not only games. Games was only one floor, and it was an 8-floor building. They also had some, like, in their anime floor, I saw these, and they were super cheap, so I couldn't say no. If you remember in Persona 3, I often had people running around in their Santa suits, like Mitsuru and Yukari. Asuka from Evangelion in her Santa suit. And Rei from Evangelion in her Santa suit. They were literally like, Asuka was around $4. Rei was like $4.50. Are you kidding me right now? Of course I have to have them. That's basically everything I bought, I think. Yeah, around that. It's still really expensive once you throw in the Mega 10 for 3DS. However, it was a fun day. I explored. There was a whole bunch of giant arcades, too. If you think arcades are dead, you're wrong. Akiba has lots of arcades for you. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much everything we saw. I mean, you see a lot of the same. Of course, there was tons of game stores, tons of anime stores, tons of cell phone stores, tons of electronic stores, but yeah, that's basically the overview of what I saw today. I'll try to show you next time I go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I'm gonna go take a shower and go to bed, I think, because I'm pretty exhausted. So, until next time, whenever I have something to say or something interesting to cover or I'm feeling lonely, thank you guys so very much for watching this, and I hope you're having a fantastic day.